Hey guys, what is going on? This is Cardinal Bird 5. It is May 5th, another Friday, so you guys know what that means, another roster update. So I'm going to go over the roster update with you guys. I'm going to also do a video on the new programs and some of the new Player of the Month packs, but for this video we're just going to focus on the roster update and kind of go over some of the new changes. So we are at the roster update menu. We're going to go ahead and sort by positions. There have been a lot of changes, and I applaud SDS for the roster updates they are doing. They're not waiting as long if a player is doing well, especially a veteran. They're more prone to pull the trigger this year, which I do like to see, and I think it adds a little more excitement to these roster updates. So we're going to go ahead and start off with starting pitchers. There's been a decent amount of changes to starting pitchers. Archie Bradley went from a bronze to a common. So you can see some of these other guys. Bradley actually got some pretty good changes to his per nines. Patrick Corbin. A lot of Diamondbacks got upgraded in this roster update, so if you're a D-backs fan, I bet you're loving this update. Patrick Corbin got plus 10 to stamina, and plus 9 to his hits per 9, plus 1 to his K per 9. Not that he's really going to be usable, but he might be a better BR pick now for a starting pitcher. Charlie Morton is on the verge of making silver. Home runs per 9 did go down, but the more important applicable attributes did go up, especially that K per 9, plus 20 K per 9. Houston's off to a good start as well. And we'll sort through some more of these here. Mike Leake's another big change. He went from from a bronze to a silver. Just a few changes. Nothing really is much, going to change about this card. I still wouldn't use it in head-to-head, and that's coming from a Cardinal fan. These other changes, I think, are just positional changes. Dallas Keuchel did get a plus 1, plus 5 to his K per 9, plus 1 to his walks per 9. A lot of these other guys are just newly added, or they're changing teams or whatnot, so nothing else to talk about for starters. Relievers, Anthony Swarzak for the White Sox. Hasn't given up a run yet this year. It's 15 strikeouts and 13.1 innings. He definitely needed a boost and got a huge boost to his per 9, so it's cool to see that. And another update here. We'll go down. Rosenthal got a plus 6 to his K per 9, an increase to his walks per 9, lost some of the home runs per 9, so he's going to be a more usable pitcher. If you're building a budget team, he's a pretty solid reliever. Can throw straight heat. Comes with a slider, curveball, and a changeup. Pretty cool to see that. Some of these other guys, again, are just positional changes. See if anybody got downgraded for relievers. A few people did get downgraded. So AJ Cole, it looks like he went from starter to reliever. Overton, and then Ramirez. Again, a lot of these are just positional changes. So nothing too crazy there. Moving on to closers. Bud Norris, Kinsler, and Greg Holland all got upgraded. Bud Norris got a pretty good little upgrade. Is actually somewhat decent now, still a bronze. Kinsler got plus 13 to his hits per 9, Greg Holland plus 1. I think Greg Holland will eventually go gold. He's doing really well in Colorado, and I think he's a good fit for that team. Not sure why he started the year as a silver to begin with, honestly. Going to the next page. Wow, they downgraded O. Okay. I didn't realize they downgraded O. He is off to somewhat of a rocky start, mainly due to his first few games. Since then, though, he's been really good. I think he could easily go back to gold. So that is going to make the Cardinals' team epic and collection a lot cheaper, though, because he is one of the few golds. And Fernando Roddy got a -5, one of the few downgrades for the D-backs. He got plus 7 as K per 9, but his hits per 9 and home runs per 9, clutch all went down. Alright, no upgrades for catchers. First base, Ryan Zimmerman got a huge upgrade. He's actually a pretty decent player now. Crushes lefties. He also has a new Player of the Month card, and we'll take a look at that in one of my other videos. But pretty much just hitting all across the board went up. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Guerrero. He got a lot of changes across the board. Overall, went up by 1 point. Pretty much his hitting versus lefties went down, and his hitting versus righties went up. Alright, Edwin Encarnacion went from a gold to a silver. Same for Aging Gonzalez. Encarnacion's power didn't change, but his contact went down, and Agon just has everything's gone down. Just natural declining. He's getting older, so it's bound to happen. But it's weird to see him as a bronze now. Seems like he's always been a gold or a silver. Moving to second base, Starlin Castro got a decent little upgrade, plus 6 to power versus righties, and plus 8 overall to contact versus righties and lefties. Daniel Murphy. One of the big changes went from a gold to a diamond, and I actually use Daniel Murphy in my lineup because I love his quirks. So he almost has maxed out contact versus righties. His play vision's 91. He's got a little pop now. He's got 78 power versus righties, took a +4 upgrade, and then a +6 upgrade to a power versus lefty. So this is a guy you really don't have to platoon now, especially if he has his inside edge. If he has inside edge for that day, I would look out for this card. And he also has really good quirks like the unfazed quirk. As far as second base goes, let's see if there's any downgrades. Yes, DJ LeMahieu went from gold to silver. Lost some contact versus righties and power versus righties, so overall just not hitting as well. He's still not doing bad, but as you can see, his slugging hasn't been great to start off the year. Moving on to third base, José Ramírez went from a silver to gold. Another huge upgrade. This is one of my favorite hitters in the game, even though I was kind of struggling with him in the last event. But he took a big bonus to his hitting versus righties, +11 for contact and +13 to power. Took a small downgrade versus contact versus lefties, but that's okay. The fact he's a switch hitter, I would definitely consider this player for your guys' team because he can play just about anywhere on the infield and he can also play left field. So yeah, definitely a great card, and now he's a gold. And Miguel Sano got a huge upgrade as well. So again, this is going to affect the Twins collection in Team Epic if you're trying to get that Perkins. But definitely not a bad card at all. Really solid, got a lot of power. As you guys can look at his attributes down below. 87 power now versus righties and 92 power versus lefties. Vision's still really bad. Jake Lamb finally became a silver. I was kind of shocked he started the year off as a bronze. He's off to a pretty good start. Got an 866 OPS. Hitting versus righties went up and power versus lefties went up slightly. Kyle Seager not off to a great start. With 719 OPS so far. Everything just went down pretty much except his discipline. I guess he's drawing more walks. He does got a 350 on base. We're going to move on to the outfield next. We're going to hit shortstops real quick. Chris Owings, again, another D-back that got upgraded a lot. He's hitting really well, 6 home runs. And Trevor Story went down by 3 points, lost hitting to his righties, and his vision went down, which I didn't even know if that was possible, but his vision's now at 15. Now we're moving on to outfielders. Michael Conforto, Corey Dickerson with the big upgrades. Both of them are hitting righties a little bit better now. Both of them went from bronze to silver. So if you're a fan of those players, definitely check them out. Go to the next page, and we don't see any downgrades, so we're going to move on to center field. Alright, for center fielders, it doesn't look like anything has changed. They did add a new Jim Edmonds, though. This looks like the same Jim Edmonds from last year, so I'm actually excited to see that card. Curious, probably have to pull him in the new packs. Again, we'll probably talk more about that next video. And for right fielders, Aaron Judge, probably the most talked about player as of recently. He has 14 home runs to begin the season, 844 slugging, 1290 OPS, and he did come out with a Player of the Month card, which is beastly. But he went up +5 from a bronze to a silver. His power is really good now. 83 power versus righties, 87 power versus lefties. Garcia went up +5, and Jay Bruce having a pretty solid start to this season as well, 10 home runs already. And he went up +3 overall. Still a bronze, but man, that is a solid bronze card. Jose Bautista just struggling in Toronto. Everything went down. Just everything. He's starting to age a little bit too, and his OPS is now at 583, and he's striking out a ton. So guys, that's pretty much going to do it for all of the upgrades and downgrades. Again, I will have to say that San Diego Studios is doing a pretty good job with these upgrades. They're a lot quicker to pull the trigger on these upgrades and downgrades, and it kind of makes it a little more fun and predictable. So last year it just seemed like they would either wait too long or only certain players would get upgraded or downgraded. But I do like what they're doing, so definitely don't be afraid to pull the trigger on some of your investments. And that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Thanks for watching. This is card number 5 signing out. Peace.